Hi everyone, I really hope you're doing well. This is Chandra, and I want to talk to you this evening about some things that are really good for your health. Three things: sesame seeds, cinnamon, and bay leaf. Now, since I have become vegan, and I don't even really like titles that much, but it does describe the way I eat, so I embrace it. I have friends and siblings that have questioned my, decision to stop eating meat and dairy and eggs. And I haven't totally cut out gluten, but I've had to scale back on it because I have somewhat of a food allergy to it. Not so much any digestive issues, at least not as far as causing discomfort, but it tends to make me gain weight very easily. So I've cut back on gluten for that reason. Now, a lot of people I know, well, the siblings that I know and a few friends, have voiced their opinions about lack of meat and dairy in my diet. They worry that I'm not getting enough protein. They worry that I'm not getting enough calcium. That one day when I'm over this, and return to meat, um, I'll see that it's better, which I I seriously doubt it. I mean, I've always found, honestly, between you and me, I've always found eggs to be really disgusting, and I ate them primarily for nutrition's sake. And meat, it's one thing if you're going out for a burger or out to a nice restaurant, chicken salad. You don't have to look at what the chicken or the beef looked like before it got to your plate. But since I cook a lot, it was easy for me to give it up because, the more I consumed primarily vegetables, the more meat really began to take on just a terrible odor. There's always the blood and all of the tendons and fat. You get it, And nowadays they're telling you not to clean chicken because you're spreading germs, but there's no way I'm going to eat chicken without cleaning it. So I would have stopped anyway. So back to what I was saying. So there's so many foods in the plant world that have everything that you need to get all the nutrients, all the protein, all the calcium that you need. And I want to share a few things with you that I've incorporated into my diet, into our diets here at home, that taste good and I know are doing nothing but improving my health. And I want you to consider these items if you don't already. Most people already do, but I just want to point them out to you and how you can use them to make yourself even healthier. So first one I want to talk about is sesame seeds. I love cooking with sesame seeds. They are a great addition to just about any vegetable dish. I love making stir fry vegetables with sesame, ginger, and garlic. They're very good. And excuse me, as someone who grew up in the Bay Area, I'm used to eating, regularly some type of Asian food, primarily Chinese food, and also Thai food. And here in LA, from what I can see, from what I've experienced, is that Mexican food is the main thing here. So I really had to hunt for some Chinese food restaurants that I liked, and really they're few and far between. So I always do what I can here to try to bring Asian flavors into our food. And sesame seeds are excellent for flavor. For such a little seed, they have so much flavor, and they're really, really good for you, which is something that I'm just hunting for recipes online and looking around. I stumbled upon the fact that, for one, they're really good for your bones. Now, there are two type of sesame seed products you can purchase. There's hulled, Hull, hulled seeds, and unhulled seeds. Mostly what I've purchased up to this point have been unhulled. I'm going to have to look into purchasing some hulled seeds, because sesame seeds are excellent for strong bones. And the main reason is, with unhulled seeds, they have a ton of calcium and a lot of other nutrients that support good bone health. So try to get your hands on some unhulled sesame seeds. Now, because they're so small, you really have to eat. I'm holding up my hand, pretty much like a handful a day to reap the benefits. And that's easy to do if you toast them and you cook them with your vegetables or anything else you want to use them with. Sprinkle them on bread if you bake bread, or you can just toast them and eat them. They're delicious. They have a lot of other really good qualities as well. A lot of good benefits. They are high in fiber. They're high in plant protein, which a lot of concerned people in my life are saying that I may not be getting enough protein, but I get plenty of protein. And through plants that I eat. And sesame seeds are excellent for plant protein. Another way that you can reap all the benefits of sesame seeds is to, I mentioned unhulled, but you can also sprout them, which is something I'm learning a little bit about, so I can't really advise you, but look into it. Look into sprouting your seeds, and that will enable you to absorb all of the calcium and all of the nutrients that they have to offer. Just as a final note, sesame seeds are also really good for combating heart disease, diabetes, and they contain a wealth of B vitamins. Next up is cinnamon. Now, I love cinnamon. I'm sure you do too. Cinnamon is just such a good flavor to enjoy regularly. But did you know there are two types of cinnamon? And if I mispronounce them, please forgive me. But there are two types of cinnamon. There's Ceylon cinnamon, that's Ceylon, and cassia cinnamon, Cassia. Now, cassia cinnamon is the most common type you'll find in the grocery store. It's spicier. I think it's darker. It's definitely more common. That's typically what you're buying if you're going over to the spice section. Pick it up. It's most likely going to be cassia cinnamon, just because of the flavor. You get as far as flavor goes, you get a bigger, bigger punch of flavor out of it. And then there's Ceylon cinnamon. Now, Ceylon cinnamon it's sweeter, but it also is milder. So you don't get the same, when you think of cinnamon, like, cinnamon spice tea or cinnamon rolls, you won't get that same, pungent, spicy flavor that you get from cassia cinnamon. However, there are some important differences between the two that can help you with your health. And ounce for ounce, Ceylon cinnamon is going to be the cinnamon that you want to use going forward if you're concerned about health benefits. Cassia cinnamon, the more common cinnamon, contains a compound called coumarin, and I might be mispronouncing that too, Coumarin. It's found in higher concentrations than cassia, and the problem with it is that it can lead to two problems. One is blood thinning. Now, some people need a blood thinning agent, but if you don't, and if you don't want thinner blood, consuming the more common cinnamon can be a problem. It can lead to blood thinning, and the other one is that it can lead to liver damage. Now, I would imagine you'd have to take or consume quite a bit of cassia cinnamon to incur either blood thinning or liver damage. But if you already have health problems in that area, it's best to be careful and invest in Ceylon cinnamon. I use Ceylon cinnamon. I make cinnamon tea with it. I mix it in with my coffee. It's very, very good for you in a number of ways. I'm going to list just a few before we move on. It's antimicrobial. It's anti-parasitic. It's great for your digestive health, and it can aid in the reduction of blood pressure. So keep that in mind when you are purchasing your cinnamon. Buy or purchase Ceylon cinnamon instead of cassia cinnamon. And now, last but not what I consider least is bay leaf tea. I'm sure if you cook, or you're from Louisiana, or you know someone who is, bay leaves are a big part of Louisiana Southern cuisine, and they just bring such a unique and beautiful flavor to your food. If you haven't used them, definitely give them a try. I don't think you'll be disappointed. But the nice thing about bay leaf is that you can also make a tea out of it, and I've tried it, and it actually is very good. It's very soothing. Bay leaf tea can improve your digestion. It's heart healthy. It contains a significant amount of vitamin C, so it can help boost your immune system. And it also has anti-inflammatory properties. You can buy bay leaf. I typically buy it whole. You can buy it crushed. And when I get around to it, I'm going to actually try to get a bay leaf plant so that I can just walk in the backyard, pull some leaves off, and get to cooking or sipping tea. So I hope these helped. If you have any questions, certainly let me know. Here's to your health and mine. Take care.